All right. Shout out to this video, abcnews.com, Tropical Visions Video and Paradise Helicopters. That smiley face and Kilauea. Pretty cute. All right. This is just a quick little interesting study on population density. And not exhaustive by any means, just, I'm just throwing it out there for people to think about, for y'all to think about. Especially when a lot of the prepper-driven mentality, like I said, it's where all these preppers and survivalists got their thinking from. I read a lot of it. I had a lot of it. I have revamped my thinking. As Michael Bunker says, if we're going to survive, we need to be able to change, completely revamp our thinking, and I did that. But out there somewhere it's like there's this magic book that says stupid things that preppers and survivalists must believe if you're going to be a prepper and a survivalist. And they could be titled Stupid Things That Preppers and Survivalists Have to Believe That Will Kill You If You're going to Be a Prepper or a Survivalist. Like I said, it's like they're all reading from the same page. Where that page came from, I don't know. It's the mystique, the mentality is so steeped in stupidity that it's really hard to say where it all came from. So, and what I'm referring to is things like us for no more. Just all the mantras that they throw out. Shoot first, ask questions later. And here's a good one, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to read this book. We interrupt this program after lights out. There's a saying, I kid you not, I've heard it from people that I would rather not have heard it from. I'll just put it that way. When the shit hits the fan, anything with a badge is a target. Anything with a badge. And they say it with this, anything with a badge. Okay, so your next door neighbor, a lot of people, next door neighbor is the county sheriff or the county deputy. And as you saw in Lights Out, the sheriff is the final say in every county. They are the highest, the most powerful, put it this way, a sheriff is the most powerful elected official in the United States. His word is law in his county. Now, a lot of sheriffs don't realize that. They kowtow, they bow down, they kiss boots and lick the butt of, or vice versa of, the powers that be. That's their problem. But constitutionally, the sheriff is the final say in his county. In Colorado, there was a sheriff's race for Jefferson County. Jefferson County was like this long, narrow county that extends quite a ways down the Front Range. And it's like the cutoff point. It's like a cutoff point for the population of Denver getting out and into the mountains if there's a problem. So it's a very, very key county. And one guy, was asked the question, what would you do if there was a Waco situation in your county and you knew the feds were coming? And this guy said they would not cross the state line. And everybody was like, what? He says sheriff's counties are statewide, sheriff's powers are statewide. He said, I have the ability to deputize and arm every single male citizen in the county, and I would do so. If we had to have fully automatic weapons, I would, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he said, I'd stop them at the state line. They would not cross the state line. So the crap that the idiot Barney Fife guy in Lights Out spewed was just stupid, So anyway, he was just placating and playing ball with the feds, obviously. So my point is several issues. As I put it, there's this page out there that everybody reads from, the same sheet of music. The problem is that it's like it's so garbled, it's so screwed up. It maybe at some point in time it made sense, but it's been run through a paper shredder and then pieced back together by an chimpanzee, an arthritic chimpanzee using Elmer's glue and duct tape. And it's kind of a big mess. So that's my, redneck version of what the heck the prepper and survivalist movement's all about. So anyway, and what I'm getting at here on population density is that some people, like I kind of call him the Pope, whatever he is, whatever he considers himself, but the Pope of the survivalist movement, James Wesley Como Rawls of the Christian survivalist movement, wrote Patriots and some other ridiculously unrealistic books. But, he says, go where there's a population of 5 people per square mile or less. Move to North Korea. Go where there's no lights. That's the one thing he told me to my basically via email. He sent me a picture of a, supposedly a satellite shot of the United States. Go where there are no lights. So my son said, Dad, you can move to North Korea and do fine. Ethiopia, Zimbabwe. Not too many lights out there. He'd do fine out there. So 5 people per square mile. Now, here's my point. I'm going to make a really, really good point here. I hope everybody understands this. Here we have a statement saying that most of the state's counties, this is Missouri, and Missouri is like the bulk of the OzArk Plateau, 3/4 of it at least, is in Missouri. Of 60 counties, 40 are in Missouri, 12 in Arkansas, 3, 4, 5 in Oklahoma, 5, 6 in Kansas. They say there's 93 counties, but, and I want to work on that someday and come up with the actual diamond shape of the plateau. I need to get back on that. And I've wanted to, I have a request in to get those maps printed again and do that again. So anyway, most of the state's counties have a population density between 1 and 100 people per square mile, although the large urban areas have a population density that reaches over 5,000 people per square mile. Now, eliminate all those big cities. They're probably going to be eliminated one way or another anyway. So the biggest city, the only city of any size inside the Ozark Plateau is the city of Springfield, population 200,000. 95% white, 98% single-race marriages. Pretty demographically stable, okay? So, and on that note, I wanted to say that with these populations, so basically most of Missouri is, spread out. So, I know what I want to look at here is Texas County, because it's the largest county. Texas County is the largest county in Missouri. It is larger than the state of Rhode Island. Okay, the largest county in Missouri is larger than the smallest state of the United States. So you can see down here, population density, people per square mile. Wow, 5, 6, 4, 4. So if you want 5 people per square mile, instead of living out in the middle of absolute, nowhere, Wyoming, you could do the same thing right in Missouri and have millions upon millions of good people around you instead of nobody around you. When you have 5 people per square mile, and that's all you have throughout an entire state, and Wyoming is the least populated state in the country, you got problems, serious problems. One renegade paramilitary group could roll the whole state over in a matter of days. So, yeah, that's just not an assumption, but just a scenario. It could be rolled over fairly quickly. Now, I know there's a lot of people there that would dispute that, but when you're talking, you're outnumbered 500 to 1, 1,000 to 1. It takes a 4 to 1 superiority to take, selected targets. That's standard military stuff. So you got 3 people in your family and you think you're doing great because you got C4 and this and that and rifles and blah, blah, blah. Try to stand guard, as we saw in Lights Out. Try to stand guard 24/7 and patrol and get out of your area and have observation posts and communications and medical and on and on and on. Ditch digging, latrines, whatever. So anyway, you see in Texas County there, on the right-hand side there, population density, Morris, Pierce, Sergeant, Boone, you're talking 7, 6, and 4 people per square mile. So, This one is by county in Missouri. So, of course, St. Louis, you're basically looking at 900, a million people per square mile. Is that right? 999.73 thousand. Yeah, just under 1 million people in 1 square mile. Yikey, yikes, huh? 900,000. Yep. All right, so, and going down to well, that would be the next one. So again, you know, eliminate St. Louis, eliminate Kansas City. They're not even going to figure in. So again, you go down to Texas County has, well, 0.02 population density, people per square mile, 0.02 overall people per square mile, 0.02 thousand. Yeah. So anyway, very, very slim there. So that's basically what I was going to get into. And then, but compared to United States population, again, amazingly, and I don't know, this just population density by county. It doesn't say what state. Total population by county. You know, you would think that Texas, the state of Texas, would have some real seriously sparsely, or Nevada, you know, would have some really seriously sparsely populated counties. But again, here, if this is right, Texas County, Missouri is at the bottom of both of these lists. Go figure. I don't know. Anyway, my point is that, you know, you can have a very lightly, densely populated area. If that was really what you want, go where there's no lights. Well, you can go live in Texas County, and look where Texas County is in, I thought I had one. You know, it's surrounded by the rest, you know, a great big chunk of the OzArk Plateau. So there's an interesting shot. Just where's the snake? Copperhead. Can you find it in 60 seconds or less? Set your timer and try to find it. I'm having a hard time, and I even know where it's at. Come on. All right. Anyway, see if y'all can find it. It's probably underneath my face there, right? It's a copperhead. Huh. Maybe that's the wrong piece. That is really... Oh, that's irritating. Okay. Anyway, it should stick out like a sore thumb. It really should. Because it has a pattern. But it's a really good camouflage pattern. All right, well, you know, that's proof that it's hard to spot snakes. So I'll let that one go. All righty. So anyway, you want to move to least populated state? Have at it. Things that friends are finding out, and I've experienced for years, is, you know, half an hour is a long ways to drive to go to town. 45 minutes is really a long ways to drive. You know, an hour means that once every 6 months, once a year, you might go to town. You know, Springfield used to be an hour away. Once a year, maybe twice, you know. 5 miles is a long ways. Even with a car, 5 miles is a long way. Where I was living, before I moved here to this farm, I was 8 miles from my family and other friends. And it quite a while in between seeing them. And of course the thing of the, you know, half an hour, oh my gosh, somebody out on the other side of the county, once a year, again, you know, 30 miles means that you probably won't see them, but every 6 months, pretty much, unless you have some reason to. Now, if you're working in town, you know, that's different, you know, but this is if you just don't have any other reason to go there other than a really, really good reason to help them do something, or for them to help you do something. 6 months. 30 miles means 6 months, and 60 miles means 1 year. So think of what that's going to be if there's no cars, if you're riding a horse, or you're riding a bicycle, or you're, you know, like what they're depicting here in Alachua County, Florida. So think about that real seriously. You want to have a whole bunch of really good people really close to you. Really close to you. You want to move where there's a gathering of people, or get a gathering of people around you. Of course, that's the whole plan of what we're all trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. But, you know, hey, it may or may not work. So, like to see it happen. Alrighty, that's it. It's Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you're the remnant. And it's bedtime. Oh, baby. Don't tell me it's after 10. Yeah, it's 11:30 something. Good night. Bye.